Guys, I said it in my last review, Love Island Games is taking it. Nobody is seeing them. Wow, what a finale. I was with Jack. I lost my breath. I couldn't breathe. What? Hello guys, it's me, Leoni Joyce. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. I'm surprised. Because like I said in the title of my other video, unpopular opinions, but I'm glad you're back. And I enjoyed reading all the different comments in the last video. Like I always say, I enjoy getting to have conversation about TV shows because I know my opinion is just mine and different people are going to think different things. So I love seeing the different sides to it. But all that being said, guys, let's get into it, okay? If you haven't watched Love Island Games yet, and you don't want to be spoiled, although judging by my thumbnail, I think I'm already going to give it away. Look away now. If you've missed all the signs and you don't want to be spoiled, click off. But Justine and Jack won, and wow, did they earn it, okay? We're going to go from the top. But as I said at the end of my last review, if you didn't know, if you're just clicking on now, I was low-key rooting for Johnny. But I said I wanted Justine and Jack and Johnny and... why do I always forget her name when I come to hit record? Aurelia. Johnny and Aurelia. I wanted those two to go head-to-head in the final. I knew it would make for the best entertainment to see them go head-to-head. And they were the two I was rooting for to win. Obviously, Johnny more so because a villain winning, iconic. But Justine, out of a lot of the people in the franchise, she's someone who I do really like. So, guys, let's get into it. My thoughts. As always, I will be looking at my phone for the notes. So we start at the votes. I'm just going to speak about the votes that stood out to me. So this is when, each individual has to say which couple they want to see in the final. Lisa... now, if you remember when I initially started doing these reviews, I always side-eyed Lisa. So yeah, she says Justine doesn't deserve to win. I'm like, why? I didn't get that. But I feel like she always had it out for Justine because Curtis liked Justine. Anyways, she goes with Johnny. Okay, another standout moment, Toby. So yeah, so he calls Selly and Eyal, to be fair, out for acting. Maybe I can see a bit where he's coming from with Eyal. But I don't think Selly was acting. I genuinely think she actually really liked him. And if he got to watch it back, he would see how even when she's in the beach hut speaking, there was still hope there for her and Toby. So for him to call her fake, I wasn't here for that. And also, everybody else's reaction to him doing that, they were all just laughing at him going in on Selly. I didn't appreciate that, but I say it a few times in this review. She handled herself really well because she was taking a lot of heat. Even I noticed when Georgia went to save them, she only hugged Eyal and didn't even talk to Seth. I was like, I feel like everybody got together and spoke and had a general consensus. We're going to go for Selly. I don't know. It was crazy. Also, Maya, as a host, how do you keep a straight face while all of this is going on? Because I would be there I can't hide on my face when something's happening. And then Scott calls Eyal Johnny's side piece. How does it feel to be Johnny's side piece? And I was just like, okay, in my last video, as much as I spoke about, these alliances forming and things like that, it is the game. And I think I did mention that in my last video. I don't know if it got missed, but I do get, is Love Island Games a way to survive is to form alliances. Why are people mad? You just chose the wrong alliance at the end of the day. The way they were coming from it just felt like they're bitter. They're back and they're bitter. That's what I was getting. Zita, she tells Justine, she didn't even need to say anything to Justine. She was just meant to pick somebody who she's going to somebody she wanted to vote for to make it to the final. And she takes that chance to say to Justine, if you get the money, take it. And I'm just again, I had a few issues or thoughts on the whole Justine and Jack and how they handled the race situation to an extent, only slightly, right? But the way everybody was going in on them was crazy. And I felt bad for Justine. You could see like it was really getting to her. Just imagine everybody coming in and the guy that you really like, they're like, he's no good. Everybody's gonna oh my God, no, crazy. Now, and then we have Ray. Now, if you've been here from the beginning of my reviews, Ray, I don't want to say was, I'm going to say is, I'll still say is, my crush, right? I took a strong liking to him. But how he's handled this situation, like you've had time to go away, chill in the hotel. Yes, you've watched back the footage and stuff. But bro, like, to call Justine and Jack the biggest manipulators, I think that's a bit too far. Like, yes, I did say, obviously, Ray was Justine's friend on the outside. I can see why he's upset and everything like that. But I wouldn't say they were the biggest manipulators in the game. They were just good game players, which at the end of the day, it's a game. Like, I remember, what show did I watch? The Traitors, right? Where Siri, I think her name was, she won. And everybody was annoyed at her winning and tricking everyone when that is the aim of the game. When she was a traitor, she had to. And just like this, in order to win, you need to form an alliance. You need to strengthen numbers. It's not manipulating. These people, none of the people that were part of their alliance were manipulated. That's a big word to throw out there, and I wouldn't call them manipulators. And yeah, during his whole speech, I'm just thinking, Ray, you already told them all of this, literally just yesterday. So to repeat it all over again, you know, if he had just stood there like Imani, for example, she said just a couple words when they got dumped. If she gave this whole speech that Ray gave, fair, because she's had time to go away, think about it, and be like, you know what? I have more I want to say. But Ray, you literally said this all yesterday. So I don't know if producers were in their ear like, go, give it drama. Boy, did they give. Wow, I got through that iced coffee a lot quicker than I thought. One thing I do want to say though, I'm seeing a lot of Ray being made fun of for crying, or people like, oh my God, he's crying again. And I just want to say, I don't really like that. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with a man crying, being in touch with his emotions. Like, it's high, intense emotions when you're there. You build these bonds with people. Some of these people are already your friends. You're strengthening it. I think maybe because I know I would be crying just as much. But I don't like if it was a girl, I don't think she would be getting as much flack for crying as much as Ray cried, if that makes sense. Imani chooses to vote for Deb and Callum because she admired their strategy. But one thing I will say, when I was watching the carnival episode, Deb played that apple bobbing game. I remember watching thinking, that's what Imani should have done. Because what she did is she took apples and put them in everybody's basket. So it's like she's not picking a side. But that looked crazy to everyone. It was like she was targeting everyone, whereas Deb pretended like she couldn't get the apples, so she wouldn't have to put it into anyone's basket. So yeah, I hear what she was saying. So yeah, in the end, Eyal and Selly get the least votes. Then we get two people voting for them. I admire how like cute and sweet, short and sweet they kept their speech. Like they may have taken what people said to heart, but they didn't let it show. They were just like, do you know what? We had a good time. We're going to go. Like, that, I rate them highly because people were coming, especially Selly. People were coming for her like crazy. And she was not offensive or didn't do much wrong on the game more than anybody else there. Like, I don't think she deserved all that smoke she was getting. I want to see what the producer showed these people. Justine then goes on to apologize to Ray again. And in this moment, I feel so bad. But she sounds like she looked broken. Like, this night beat her down. Like, they were coming for them as a couple anyway. Johnny, like, they're asking everyone how they feel to be in the final. Johnny is giving a speech to Aurelia, and every time, like I said, I'm rooting for him to win, but I know this man is a villain, and every time he's giving a speech to Aurelia, I'm like, I can't help but laugh because I'm thinking, bro, you've got You've got a baby on the way. Do you really care for this woman? Like, I'm just like, I can't take this seriously because I know how it ends. So yeah, they make a final toast and they're giving it, we're all in this together. We're going to the final. And in my head, I'm like, you guys are about to be beefing each other tomorrow. This is... So in the morning, it's like the final breakfast together. And then we see Johnny and Aurelia. Again, I just can't take them seriously. So when he's like, obviously I've kissed a lot of girls in here. I'm thinking, we saw. At least he's self-aware, I guess. But I want to see the world through Aurelia's eyes, because the way she talks about Johnny is like he's some sort of Disney prince when really he's the villain. And then obviously we see Jack and Justine's date. Again, I feel like I've said this in a lot of other episodes. Justine is so beautiful. Like, during their date, I'm just looking at her face. Face cards don't decline. Like, her and Armani, two of the most beautiful women to ever step foot on Love Island. So yeah, we see Justine saying to Jack, she wants it even more now after last night and everything people said. Like, and I get it. I can see how that can make you want to fight more, but I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know if it was going to put smoke up their ass and be like, yes, let's go, let's do this, or if they could have got into her head, because it was a lot. That must have been an emotional beating to hear all of that the night before. But even outside of that with Ray, I remember when that happened, again, rooting for Johnny, don't fight me. But at the same time, I was like, they need to win it now. It needs to be worth it, that decision she made. Because I would hate to think, had she lost and she did that to Ray, it'd be what was it all for, Yeah, I literally said in my notes, don't fight me, I'm still rooting for Johnny. We get this montage of all the couples cuddled up and stuff, and it's I don't want to see the love part of Love Island games. Bring me the games. And then Johnny gets a text and it's time for the final duels. I'm like, let's go. So yeah, it's going to be the mega duel. They bring back the old Islanders again to watch. And it's basically, there's 2 rounds. The first round, one couple is eliminated and it goes to the final. And I'm saying, please, 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 let it be Johnny and Aurelia and Justine and Jack in that final. Like I said in the last episode, I knew if it was them, we are going to get TV gold. So yeah, the girls fights. Justine gets 2 wins, I want to say, and Aurelia gets 1. And then in the guys fights, that was intense. So this is the beanpole. Jack gets 0, Johnny gets 2, and Callum gets 1. So Callum and Debbie voted out. During this first round, I was like, Justine and Jack, I only wrote Justine and Jack, but to be fair, Johnny too. But Justine and Jack, I was like, they were those kids in school that were good at every sport. And God forbid, for some reason, everybody that was good in sports, you got to pick your teams. I had a friend, she was so good. And she would always pick me because I'm her friend. I'm like, I'm going to lose this for you. And she would be so mad at me because, imagine playing football. I'm running away from the ball when you're meant to be running. Or tag rugby, and you have to pull the tags. To be fair, they had a similar duel on Love Island Games. That was the Mike and Jack one. I would take my tag off and give it to them when they're running towards me. Here you go. I'm so bad when it comes to sports. But yeah, they're they were the really good at sports people in school. Anyway, just an observation. But yeah, so then we have our final duel. And guys, I don't know how I'm here right now because I stopped breathing watching it. I held my breath through those 5 minutes with them. I fell to the floor with Jack at the end. The Mike and Jack duel, though, is still up there because of the trash talking at the beginning. I feel like there was a bit more, it was a lot of macho bravado, but it was more fun, whereas this is serious. So there wasn't much talk before. It was just everybody. One thing I want to say, actually, hearing the men cheering on their women when they were fighting, and so that was really heartwarming to see, and vice versa. So this was more, they were focused on their couples and keeping their head in the game as opposed to trash talking. That was intense. But yeah, Mike and Jack still will always be up there, but this was like a whole another level. Like, so they had to obviously get the bags and take them to their side and then take bags from each other's. And those bags looked like they weighed a lot. And Johnny was lobbing them across the thing. Like, I was like, what the, how is he and then Aurelia's like holding on to them tight. To be honest, I did think Aurelia and Johnny were taking it. I really did. But I knew it was close. Like, this is what I wanted to see in that final duel. Oh my God. After watching that, when it was done and everybody fell to the floor, I gave them a round of applause because they both couples deserve to be there after watching that. I was like, 100K ain't even enough. Give them $1 million. I mean, Jack nearly passed away. Like, that was, I mean, he passed out. And that was crazy because they were like trying to like wake him up and stuff. And he's like, did we win? Did we win? He wanted it. I was like, fair play. Like, and I think there was a respect to each other, like whoever won, they knew that they earned it type thing. Wow, that was intense. And then obviously we find out Jack and Justine end up winning. I want to know how close it was. Like, what were the figures that each had on each side? So they win. Justine, of course, decides, they ask again the past islanders to decide who they want to take the money. Majority go to Justine, and she decides to share. Like, she keeps it a bit in suspense. Like, this is a lot of money. It could change my family's life. But I knew she was going to share. Like, I would do the same. Love a girl through and through. But I remember thinking, damn, like, if Justine and Jack didn't win, at least, because they're still together now, they would have each other. You know, even if they didn't win the money, they still have each other. Aurelia didn't win, and she doesn't have the money, like, because Johnny's got a baby on the way. But at least had they won the money, she'd be like, at least I got the 50K out of it. Girl, I hope you're all right. Sorry. I do hope she's okay. Johnny, like I said, would I want to be friends with him? Probably not. Would I want my friends to date him? Probably not. But did he give us great TV? Absolutely. And do I salute him for coming in enemy number 1 and making it to the final? 1,000,000%. He played that game. I don't know how he did it. I guess just it doesn't make sense, but he did it. And I can't help but rate that as someone that was watching this as a game, even though my feelings got involved a bit at times. But Justine and Jack, well done. Everybody was against them. They still managed to win. Like, it was given rom-com. So yeah, congrats to them. They deserved it. They were great athletically. They worked the game well. Some decisions would I have done differently? Maybe. But at the end of the day, they understood this is about alliances. This is about... They did what they needed to do and they got that 50K at the end of the day. Oh, that rhymed. Hey, hey, JJ. Anyway, okay, guys. I haven't slept. But yes, that is that. I'm glad I got to see it through to the end. Like I said, even though I missed out a few episodes, like a week's worth of episodes. That has been me on Love Island Games. And I guess when more Love Island starts, maybe I'll review. It is tricky though, because of my schedule. I'm going to be doing a video tomorrow, like updating you on what's been going on in my life. But because of how my day-to-day can go, it's hard to review every day. Especially this was like US time. I have to wait. Like, I was up at 5 a.m. watching this. But yeah, as always, guys, I hope you did enjoy this review. Comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. Are you happy that Jack and Justine won? Who would you have wanted to win? Which couples do you see lasting? Let's have a good conversation in the comments. As always, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff I'm meant to ask you to do. please do. And I'm just rambling now, and I don't really know how to end this, so I'm just gonna go.